Potent Pondering back with another video. Come and thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you have my videos in your possession each and every time I go live or I do uploads. Yo, so y'all know I had to come and further expound on everything that happened earlier. I want to talk about Cardi B, I want to talk about Nicki Minaj, I want to talk about Diddy, I want to talk about Abercrombie and Fitch. So listen, first thing first, let's talk about the whole Cardi B debacle, right? Now, I personally believe after just, because you know earlier when I did that video, I'm on my way to work, I'm watching the video, I'm like, I'm just watching it. I'm just like, oh, you know, it looked like Cardi was in the hospital bed, but it was just a whirlwind of things going on. But I just wanted to get my messaging out in regards to, you know, her saying that somebody called CPS on her. So once it started to sit in what happened, you know, Cardi B is bugging. She's saying that, oh, you know, Offset is gonna fight you, and then me and my sister is gonna fight you. It started to sound trivial, almost like I think as though she made it up. I started to think like that on my desk, and I started to get these comments and under my videos where a lot of people are saying that they think it's fake. I even seen some of her fans saying that they didn't believe it too. Yeah, I also seen that. And yeah, so the thing that is making it more apparent to me, and I just want you to think about this, right? When it comes to Cardi B, first it was the divorce from Offset, then it was the rant online with her sleeping with somebody when she was pregnant, right? It's like every week there's something new. Every week there's something new. I want to tell you this, and I don't care. I'm going to cut straight through to it and tell you what it is that I personally believe it is. Cardi B and her publicist, her team, they have to find a way to make the public care about Cardi again. So, you know, it was like Nicki Minaj house got swatted, and I still got illiterate fans of Cardi B in my comments talking about what this got to do with, you don't understand it. And it's black women in my comments, so you should be ashamed of yourself. It's like you don't get it. You don't understand, but when it's Cardi, you in the comments with the nonsense, like what? Stop it. Listen, I think that the publicist is trying to, because listen, I don't care what you say. I don't care how many platinum plaques, gold plaques, all of that the first album did or whatever. Cardi B is in a bad position right now. And even though they're not vocalizing it and saying it out loud, we know what's going on in the crowd. We know what's going on in the crowd. 7 flop records. 5 golden rings. Yes, 7 flops. And you know what that's an indication of? That's an indication that there is something wrong, that the public doesn't care. So with that outcry, when Cardi B went live the other day, you know, when that whole Offset stuff, she had like over almost 100,000 or 100,000 people on her Instagram. Now it's going low, low, low. Low, 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 low. It's low, low, low. But I'm gonna tell you what I personally think. It's a layered situation, right? Not only is Cardi B trying to get the public to care about her again, because it's been 6 years since her debut album. Next year going on 7 years. She got to get people to care about her again. And also, what I personally believe, and then if you see it roll out or whatever, just trust me. Cardi B is trying to find a way to dethrone Nicki Minaj first week sales, whether it's this album, the 228K, or she's trying to see if she can compete to even do the 375K. Let me tell you how I think that she's gonna try to do it, right? I don't think that she could do it just by releasing the album and songs and stuff like that. I don't think she could do it that way. I think that what she's going to try to do is come with her album, you know, the Lemonade-esque album that she has. And I think she's going to try to do visual, because if you drop the songs and the streams, if you drop the songs, you get the streams, but if you drop the videos with it, you get that too. I'm just speculating, right? Because Cardi B, just if you remember a few weeks ago, she was just like, I have a personal goal in mind, and when I reach that goal, I'm going to be happy. And I'm thinking, like, what is your goal in mind that you're trying to reach? I think she's trying to either outdo Nicki's numbers, or she's trying to see if she could push it past 375K. And the only way that she could do that is with some sort of rapid storm where she's going to have the music. It's going to have to be really good. She's going to have top-notch production, top-notch features. And you know, Cardi B has been thinking her music is the shit. She's been striking out on everybody's singles, and she's been striking out on all of her released music. She's been striking out. She in the dugout. Let's not act like, come on. I know that a lot of people think that I do this commentary and you think like, oh, you just don't like Cardi. No, I just like to discuss this shit, and you just can't take it. Listen, I didn't ask you to click on this video. Do you realize when you click on these videos, you pay me? So pay me no mind if this is not what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. you. This is what I think. I personally think that Cardi B is trying to find a way to get the public to care about her again. She's saying this foolish stuff about the CPS, and now it's just making more sense to me. You know, somebody left a comment on my page, right? And I think it's my page or somebody shared this with me. So shout out to you who shared this with me. So it said, "Hi, I'm a CPS worker here. Due to HIPAA, we are not allowed to disclose the reporter. Our jobs are not to take children, is to assure the safety and provide services. If we see that the claim was false, it will be noted in the individual's history," right? Our response depends on the severity of the case. If the report stated physical abuse, CPS will request police assistance sometimes. All right. Unfortunate that it happened late at night, but Cardi isn't going to get anywhere suing the state. CPS was responding to a report. We have to make contact with the child of concern within 10 to 72 hours. So they saying like within 10 to 72 hours, they have to respond. So CPS was doing their due diligence. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like there's like Cardi is trying to talk about she going to sue CPS and that she going to get a PI. How you going to get the information? How you going to get the information from CPS? So what I believe is, and just follow me on this too, right? I think, you know, Cardi has money, right? I don't know if that hospital bed was sitting up in her house, but think about it's loaded. She reported that, you know, people called CPS on her and she's laying in the hospital bed. How we know that bed wasn't rolled into some room in her mansion and she's rich? You know, she just had a baby. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like a hospital bed fee would be literally nothing to her. You can rent that through your insurance to get that. And then Cardi, let me just also say this too to connect the dots. Cardi said that she was in the hospital since October 19th, right? She just was literally on her spaces, because I meant to do a video about this, but I didn't end up doing it because there's just, you know, one thing happened, one news happens and the next thing happened, right? So Cardi, she came and she was on Spaces talking about she's a top rap bitch. And yeah, how? Isn't it funny how a racially ambiguous chick think that she could come into this game and talking about she's the top rap chick and she thinks that she's what the game is missing? No, sweetheart, you've been dropping. You dropped 7 songs this year. What are you talking about? This is what you missing. None of the songs you dropped stuck. Like, I think that this girl is foolish and mix up body and a blood clot brain. That girl mix up, that girl mix up body and she brain. That girl mix up, that girl mix up, that girl mix up body and she brain. So, yeah, so anyway, yes, I think that she's trying to create the perfect storm. And unfortunately, everything, you got to realize this is social media. Something is happening every day. Something is happening every day. You know what I'm saying? Cardi lashed out 2-3 weeks ago. We on to something new. That shit old now. And it's like you did all of that without no announcement. And then you coming out talking about, I don't want beef with the people who I love. I don't want beef with the people who I love. Well, guess what? That's died down. So what I'm trying to tell you is she's trying to outdo Nicki's numbers, and she is going to have to come with a visual album. She's gonna have to. So she's gonna she's gonna have to get the sales on the physical sales. She's gonna have to get the streams from her album, and then she's gonna have to drop a video for every. She's going to have to drop a video for every single song. I'm telling you, just watch what I say. I'm not saying that this is a fact, but this is what's speculation to me. Because I don't understand, like, now that I think about the trivial arguments that she's saying, like, Offset's going to fight you, and then we going to fight you. Then they're going to sue you. What you talking about? She talking about we ain't pressing charges. Are you you're a celebrity and you make that much money and you don't realize that you are a target? A person would love to get beat up by you and then, and sue, and they end up suing you. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me. But I definitely think, Nicki, something happened to Nicki, and then she had to, even the playing field, make like, well, somebody did this to me too, right? And she talking about she putting a private investigator on it. Where is the girl at who did all of this craziness to Nicki, with the SWAT? She did it like 2 or 3 times. Where is this person at, Cardi? She was flicked up in pictures with you. Answer that question. And I want to say this before I move on. Cardi is always in the hospital. I personally worked for insurance companies before, and I didn't realize it, but they said a person, now I'm not saying that she doesn't have anything medically wrong or it's not medically necessary or whatever. And again, I don't know if she got a hospital bed in her damn house and she just bought that shit and she says, oh, I'm sicky like. Shut that up. Shut that hospital bed up, but I hope that you are well. Shut that bed up. Get off that bed. Get off that bed. You know what I'm saying? But she's trying to create public worry, and nobody talked about that Cardi was in the hospital like that. They talked about the CPS, and they over the Offset shenanigans. So you're gonna have to get that going. She gonna be in the rat waist on the damn hamster. What? Like, listen, let's move on anyway. Next. I feel like I forgot something, but anyway, next thing I want to talk about is Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj came out and she had an interesting take on, you know, and I think the reason why Nicki went about this way when she's talking about, Nicki said that she's wondering if people got their nose fixed thinking that she had plastic surgery. Anyway, check it out.
Hey guys, I hope no one went and altered their nose. Honey child, I have had what I called a pointy nose, with or without contour, with or without filter, since I was born. Okay? My mother told me two things about it. She said, I have a hump on my nose. She said it was a witch nose, and she said it was from my Indian side. But I'm still happy I left my nose alone. So I hope none of y'all went changing y'all nose, hoping or thinking that I changed mine, because I swear to...
So yeah, I think the reason why Nicki did that is because, you know, the other day Nicki was on Station Head and she was stating that she feels responsible for a lot of things now that she's older and she realizes it. Like, you know, she was saying that she was going to roll up, smoke, and then she was like, no, don't do that. She was like, you know, I'm starting to realize now, like, you know, certain things, like, you know, she doesn't want people to do things after her. You know, she realized, you know, when she got her injections in her butt, like how many people followed. Nicki is the reason why everybody wants a big ass nowadays. Even Cardi, she's the reason why everybody wants that certain look, you know, and she's very influential. So she was just like, I hope that girls didn't go get their nose done thinking that, you know, her nose is contour. She's like, she had a straight nose. Her mother told her she had a witch nose. She had it since, you know, she was born or whatever. So she was like, she just hopes that people didn't go get surgery, perjury, all of that in her name, thinking that Nicki got a nose job, which she didn't. You know, I like that Nicki's having certain talks like that, because certain things, like, you know, I was always one of those people who could listen to music and I'm not inspired by the music at all. Like, you know, my brothers would listen to all that gangster rap and I listen to it too. But a lot of people listen to that rap and they take it on seriously. I listen to music and it's just music. I leave it there. I'm never inspired. I never wanted to do pills or any of those things that any of these rappers talk about. So I think that was dope that Nicki spoke on that. And I wonder who got their nose done thinking Nicki did it, because, you know, they got their body done because they seen Nicki with the body. Nicki body, they won the body. Nicki, you know what I'm saying? They all want to see the body like a funeral. Yeah. So anyway, let's move on. The next thing I want to talk about is Diddy. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. I got memories. She ain't nothing like the girl I used to know. Anyway, I want to bring this up about Diddy. So Diddy, right? It was reported that some man was chilling, you know, at one of Diddy parties, thought that he was going to be some sort of business liaison, right? He said he was up in the room. Diddy came up in the room intoxicated, and Diddy started taking his clothes off and rubbing on his phallus with such malice. What they say in the movie Sprung, remember in Sprung, that girl, she had all of the guys in the lineup, she said rubbing motion. So the guy said that Diddy was up in there. He said he was up in there rubbing himself, and he said that he said Diddy started rubbing on his phallus too, and then the athlete came in there, and now I'm wondering if the athlete was dealing with Diddy too. This is interesting. Anyway, let me read this article from Yahoo News. Diddy accuser claims that pro athlete intervened during sexual assault at star-studded party. A lawsuit going back from 2022. So a professional athlete allegedly stopped an intoxicated Sean Diddy Combs from sexually assaulting an identified man at a celebrity-filled party in 2022. According to a new lawsuit, the man, who had formed a professional business relationship with Combs at the time, was invited to a promotional party for the rapper's liquor for the Ciroc. So identified as John Doe, another John Doe in these stories, wanting money, compensation. The alleged victim claimed that he was invited to the party by Combs to interact with other high-profile guests in the entertainment industry. Combs invited the man in his office during the party, and the alleged victim believed that the two were about to have a discussion about business. According to the lawsuit, however, the plaintiff immediately realized Combs was intoxicated, acting strangely, and the lawsuit obtained by Fox News Digital noted that Combs began awkwardly moving closer to the plaintiff. As he did so, Combs removed his pants, rubbing on that phallus, removed his pants, and exposed his genitals to the plaintiff. Combs continued to move closer and grabbed the plaintiff's genitals through his pants, squeezing them with a rough and sexual manner. The situation escalated into another individual, a professional athlete A, entered into the office and intervened, which ended Combs' assault on the plaintiff. The lawsuit read that the moment the plaintiff escaped, Combs left the office. After escaping the office, After they escaped Combs and left the office, after escaping the office, the plaintiff left the party to return home. John Doe claimed that he had been shocked and disoriented after unwanted sexual encounter with that he had been frozen momentarily by the weirdly inappropriate sexual advance, right? It's some truth to them lies. Listen, open up your eyes. I know that they try to despise, but it's some truth to them lies. All right? So this is crazy. So the alleged victim is requesting a trial by a jury to determine compensatory damages for all physical injuries, emotional distress, psychological harm, anxiety, humiliation, physical and emotional pain and suffering, family and social disruption, and other harm. Fox News Digital has reached out to Combs' team to the comment, and the legal team previously made a statement saying that they cannot, address any and every frivolous, erroneous, felonious. So as Mr. Combs' legal team has emphasized, he cannot address every meritless allegation in what has become a reckless media circus. Combs' attorney Eric Wolf stated that Mr. Combs empathetically and categorically denies false and defamatory any claim that he has actually abused anyone, including minors. Yada, 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 yada. Listen, they've been coming out all week against Diddy. I know that it sucks, but I know you think this song is about you, don't you? Anyway, let's move on. I want to talk about Abercrombie and Fitch because this story ain't about a bitch. Listen, this Abercrombie and Fitch, this is so crazy. So former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries arrested on SCX trafficking. He was doing this with his boyfriend. He was flying these little white boys out all around the world, right? This is crazy. So Mike Jeffries, the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, has been arrested on SCX trafficking and interstate prostitution charges, prosecutors announced on Tuesday. Jeffries was arrested in West Palm Beach, Florida. I wonder if this is why he stepped down. In Abercrombie and Fitch, I need to have a sale because, listen, I'm going to be calling up y'all customer service like, what's in the news, right? Yeah, Abercrombie and Fitch, they shit pricey. And I'm happy that I lost weight and I could shop there now. But yeah, knowing that these predators is up in there, and Abercrombie and Fitch is being sued too. Anyway, let me continue. Jeffries was arrested in West Palm Beach, Florida. Two associates, Matthew Smith of West Palm Beach and James Jacobson of Wisconsin, were also arrested in connection with the SCX trafficking. So I guess that's his booze. Jeffries and Smith made their initial court appearance in West Palm Beach on Tuesday afternoon. Jeffries, who was the controversial CEO of the popular clothing brand from 1992 to 2014, was released on a $10 million bond later that day. So you see how they released him, but they didn't release Diddy? Because Diddy, you could clearly tell with the intimidation and everything that Diddy did to Tucci and all of that, playing the Tucci, they couldn't let Diddy out. So he was released on a $10 million bond later in that day. All right. So U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce E. Reinhart ordered that he be confined to a home detention with a GPS monitor and that he could not travel without approval and must surrender his passport because, he like flying in and out. So Smith, in the same courtroom, submitted to detention until the matter is heard in New York State. Jacobson was scheduled to appear in the federal court in Islip alongside Jeffries for arraignment on Friday. Islip is in Long Island, New York. All right. So Jeffries, Smith, and Jackson each face a single count of SCX trafficking as well as 15 counts of interstate prostitution tied to 15 alleged victims. In the court Tuesday, Jeffries was wearing a blue polo shirt and white shorts and was shackled in a jury box as he conferred with his attorney, Brian H. Bieber. All right. So a federal indictment alleges Jeffries, along with Smith, his romantic partner, and Jacobson, who was described as a recruiter, recruiting that boy booty. Ooh. Operated international SEX trafficking and prostitution business from 2008 to 2015. This was the age of of social media, and like, I don't understand why people think they're gonna get away with this. I'm happy that all these monsters is being exposed. From 2008 and 2015, they was SEX trafficking with Abercrombie and Fitch. Why they prices is so high? Ain't that a bitch? All right. So it alleges that the organized SEX events in England, France, Italy, Morocco, St. Barks, New York City, and the Hamptons for Jeffrey Smith and others, they employed coercive, fraudulent, and deceptive tactics in connection with the recruitment, hiring, and transportation, obtaining, maintaining, solicitation, and payment of men to engage in commercial SEX, it says. All right. So the men who attended the events were led to believe that it could lead to modeling opportunities, something that Diddy did too, is coercion. It's coercion and erosion. They trying to, this is crazy. So modeling opportunities or help their careers, or that not complying with their request for certain acts during the SEX events could harm their career. So that's threatening them. The indictment alleges, the youngest of the alleged victims was 19, prosecutors said in the memo to the court Tuesday. Many of the victims, at least one of who was as young as 19 years old, were financially vulnerable and aspired to become a model in the fashion industry, a notoriously cutthroat world. The memo says, indeed, some of the men they were that they recruited had previously worked at Abercrombie stores or modeled for Abercrombie. So he going through the code. He going through the employees. Ooh. He going through the employees with the keys, trying to have a feast. So the men were required to sign non-disclosure agreements and surrender their wallets and cell phones during the events, the prosecutor said. Jeffrey Smith and Jacobson were also alleged to have been recruited, hired, and paid in an exclusive set of household to staff members to facilitate and supervise the SEX freak-off events, right? That's crazy. The staff members provided Jeffrey Smith and the men who attended with alcohol, muscle relaxant known as poppers, lubricant, Viagra, and condoms, among other items, the indictment says. Either Jacobson or the staff members paid the men for attending the SEX events, it says. Either Jacobson or the staff members paid them. So they paid them to be in the freak-offs. The trio employed a full-service security company and administrator non-disclosure agreements, conduct background checks, and monitor if necessary, intimidate victims. Prosecutors allege that in their detention memo. On occasion, when witnesses threatened to expose or sue them, Jeffries and Smith relied on the services of the security company to surveil and intimidate those individuals, hereby securing their silence, it said. The trio used burner phones for communication for communication, the memo alleges. So listen, they going after Abercrombie and Fitch too, because they said they allowed this man to operate, under their company like this. I feel like, every company in different places, they have demons everywhere, right? This is, if you see people who are in high power, I don't know why did they want to abuse other people and just, carry out these heinous acts and being so addicted to SDX. Listen, I know that everybody ain't me. Listen, I just want to, if I got to the bag, I just want to travel. I just want to take care of my mom. I just want to, upgrade some things. You know what I'm saying? Why do these people got money and they just want to fuck? It's like that's all that's on their mind is freaking, having multiple freak partners. It's just crazy. They was recruiting people from Italy, France, all around the world. Like, come on, this is crazy. And see what it led you to now? And I wonder why he stepped down. They said he stepped down in, was it 2014 to 2015? He's some old looking white man too. Who knows? He looked unfavorable. So probably when you look unfavorable, you got to pay for it. Because listen, I know that I'm not the best looking person, but I ain't never pay for nothing. Never will pay for nothing. You know what I'm saying? People flock to me. I don't ever have to pay for that. I'm not saying that to be cocky, but people do flock to me. So, the world is your oyster. Potent, pondering, never pandering, never what? Panhandling. Listen, subscribe to this channel. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about Cardi B. She keep a big girl. Trailer load. She keep a trailer load. She got a trailer load of issues. She's a conundrum. She posting videos up in hospital beds. I hope that she's okay, but who knows if she rented a hospital bed and got the hospital bed up in the house. You know what I'm saying? She just want to be like, people to be like, Cardi sicky, like she in the bed. No, you was just on Spaces the other day telling how you the top bitch and you about to prove this and that, whatever. whatever. I'm sick of the gal them. Let me know what you think about Nicki also addressing the nose. Who you think she talking about got their nose done, huh? Who you think she talking? You know what I'm saying? Also the Diddiness. Let me know what you think about that. And also the Abercrombie and Fitch. Ain't that a bitch? Listen, potent pondering, never pandering. I'm up out of here. Peace.